Good morning, YouTube. I'm so happy to be here again, talking to you lovely people, pouring oceans and oceans and oceans of ascended master, sacred fire, power, love to every being in all of creation. Every being in all of creation, and there's a whole lot of beings in creation, like the earth is a being. Every single cell in my body is a being. Every bird and every insect and every flower and every grain of sand and every rock, it's all different forms of sentient beings. I was having a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, and he had just been to Galapagos Island, and he was describing the amazing life that's in the ocean around Galapagos Island, and he had been scuba diving, and he was talking about penguins and sea lions and all of the things that they had seen when he was on holidays. And you know, a friend of mine, his name is Tyler, and Tyler likes bugs. And he posts pictures of bugs. These bugs are absolutely insanely beautiful. They're brilliant colors and amazing, exotic looking things with huge feelers and strange legs and whatever. And you know, it's so apparent to me that there is a power, certainly greater than my intellectual power, that's running things here. And you can call it God, you can call it the I am presence, which is what I call it because I love that. But it's just obvious to me that there is something so amazing, so beyond power that I really can't fathom how each and every being in all of creation is unique and different, and yet somehow we are all the same as well. You know, I have spent a lot of years thinking about this. Believe me, I think I came along this time to figure all this stuff up because for at least, 35 years or something, I have been studying and thinking and talking to everybody I could think of. And, years and years and years ago, there was this thing called the harmonics convergence. And it was apparently some, strange planetary lineup that was unique and had never happened before in all of the history of planetary lineups or something. And I take all these things with a grain of salt, but I think, okay, well, whatever, I'm interested. And so it's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And it's like somehow it's like this period of time where the earth is going to shift from one Pisces, I think it was, to Aquarius or something. And it's like, it's a span of time, a long span of time, like 40 years or 80 years or something. And I think, okay, well, it's interesting, maybe I'll give it some thought. And so I just roll along and I kind of go with whatever. And, and I read this book. I read this most amazing book. It was called The Biggest Secret. And a guy named David Icke, I suppose I'll get shut down by even saying his name, but it's truly been such an amazing book because it was written years and years and years ago. I read it 25 years ago, and he describes things in this book that are exactly what is happening right now. Exactly what is happening right now. It's like the whole planet is shut down because of the flu. Like, think about it. I live in Vancouver. I live in a huge city with like 5 million people or something. I don't know, 3 million, whatever it is. And you know what? I don't know one person that has coronavirus. And I talk to all these friends of mine who work at the hospital and stuff, and they're going, no, the hospital's not busy. No, 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 we don't do any elective surgery anymore. We're, kind of the shifts are getting shorter and shorter, and we're going to get laid off soon. It's like, what? Are you kidding? Like, there's this shortage. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. It's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I don't really think that shutting down a whole entire planet is necessary. And so that's just my opinion. And I've learned over the years to trust my own opinion. I see people that are so afraid, like, God, people who are robust, healthy people that are not going to visit their family because for fear that somehow this horrible thing is going to spread wildly. And like, we have been indoctrinated by fear, and it worked. The Biggest Secret talks all about this. It's like, it's time. It certainly feels like time for me personally to wake up and smell the coffee. It's just like, I am not afraid. I have a solid, robust immune system, and I am so totally not worried about all of this stuff I'm supposed to be worried about, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I feel like that was an accomplishment. I trust my own health because I've taught myself throughout my whole entire life to trust my own health and believe and know what I know. I remember when my son was born, I just kind of thought, I wish that we didn't have to vaccinate our son. And I talked to my wife about it, and I tried to convince her, and she was afraid, I guess, or she thought, I don't know what she thought, but it's kind of like this whole idea that we should be afraid of all of these diseases, and that we should, something isn't right about it. Something isn't right about it. Like, I am healthy. I am robustly healthy, and I intend to stay that way. I am not vulnerable to any of this. And I'm happy to stand 6 feet away from people or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to cause all sorts of trouble, and I'm not going to protest about it or whatever. But I think it's time we just stood up and said, what the hell is this? You can't even sit outside. It's like, okay, so how exactly is that saving us from anything? Half the businesses are limping along trying to get open, and you have to stand outside and wait for your coffee, and they stick it through the door, and they're covered in saran wrap and everything. It's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. I'm okay to do whatever. I understand that everyone has a different attitude about this. I totally do. But it's like, this is how easily we are controlled and manipulated by the media and the government, and it's kind of like, all they got to do is put stuff out, and we just do it. We just kind of go, okay, I'm not going to go visit my kid because I'm a frontline worker. I'm not going to go see my father because he's in the old folks home. Or it's kind of like, okay, as they say, do whatever you think. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that I read about this 25 years ago in this amazing book called The Biggest Secret. And exactly what he wrote about is happening everywhere I look. All of the things that he warned about and said would happen are happening right now in front of my eyes. And it's amazing to watch. Some very good things could come from this. Believe me, some very good things can come from this. Perhaps there are all sorts of things that are outdated and no longer viable that need to go away. Like I read somewhere recently that all of these airlines were going under and everything. It's like, you know what? Maybe some of those airlines should go under. It's like maybe some of those oil companies should go under. I mean, everybody else is going under. What about all those poor guys with the restaurants that have been in their families for years, and the people who've had stores on the corner and struggling to survive their whole lives? They're going under. Their whole entire livelihoods are disappearing in front of their eyes. And so I hope that everyone feels, I don't know what I hope. I just think that things are changing, and I'm open to it. I am. I'm open to change. I am willing to change. I have been letting go of things. I've been deleting friends on Facebook who I don't even know who they are. I've been, shutting down subscriptions to people that I've never even heard of. And it's time for me to just shed the past. I'm just shutting the door on it. It's like I am happy, and I intend to stay happy, and I intend to be better and better and better and better every day. Everything is working out perfectly for me. I'm 65. I just turned 65 not long ago. I get all these pensions and things, and it all gets deposited in my bank account, and none of it has anything to do with this whole COVID thing. And then I get all of that too. I get a couple of $100 from here, and the GST thing, and oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of great. It's like, I don't care where it comes from, but it's coming. It's coming in every time I turn around. There's some more coming in. So in my life, this is a very, very good thing. In so many ways, it's a good thing for me. I think that letting go of the past is something I have to do. I have to stop telling all these stories about things that happened 30, 40, 50 years ago that are done with. It's like, who cares what happened 30, 40, 50 years ago? I am happy. I have great friends. I'm healthy as a horse. I've got beautiful, beautiful people all around. I live in a gorgeous place. Everything's really good. My eyesight is great. I had 2 cataract operations last year, totally for free. I don't even need reading glasses anymore. I'm 65 years old. I can read a book without reading glasses. That's better than before. So, hey, cataract operations are no big deal. In Canada, it was free, pretty much. I just went there, they did it, and said, thank you very much, and I went home. So, got to be grateful for Canada. You got to be grateful for the fact that they're sending money to real people who need to pay the rent, and that they're making sure that people aren't out on the streets and stuff, because this is not happening in other places. There are other places where they're just saying, you're on your own, baby. So I'm really pleased to be here. I'm really pleased that I can speak like this and then publish it on YouTube. I am not here to influence anyone or suggest that I know better in any way than anyone else does. I'm just enjoying this amazing platform, and I hope you are all well and happy. I just want to be helpful. And if you hear this message and there's something about it that you find uplifting or inspiring, then please, share it with other people. Like, push the subscribe button and all that stuff, because this is an amazing thing. And Facebook and YouTube and things are starting to censor people. They're starting to censor people a lot. And people who are just saying, hey, this is kind of weird what's happening. And, so you have to be careful what you say now and whatever. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. It's happened before. Let's not go down that road again. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to harp. This video is getting too long. See ya. Bye.